Oh, I see. I'm on camera now. Let me see what I can tell you about Saifu Freddie Lee. Based on all the documentation and the evidence I have seen on his website, he is a very formidable, physically fit Saifu. His Zen martial arts deals with actions and behaviors and practices that are conducive to the highest human potential. Not just based on Asian philosophy, but on all the philosophies combined. Creating a mindset that includes and doesn't exclude the necessary mental states, the necessary exercises, and the necessary dietary practices. Upon my looking on YouTube and seeing all his YouTube videos that he has uploaded, I have never seen anybody so urgent and so easily to perform the exercises I see him doing. My saying this is not to criticize anybody else, but mainly to focus upon what this human being has decided to do for himself in his life. It is an honor to be a friend with Saifu Freddie Lee. Oh yeah, don't forget his restaurant. I'm sure the food is great. You might want to check it out when you're in Chicago. Now, I'm going to present to you individuals that have also seen Saifu Freddie Lee's endeavors on YouTube. And I want you to hear their opinions from their viewpoint. So we're going to take recess right now and pick up in a few moments. One of my students, Ruben. Mr. Ruben, tell me your opinion about Saifu Freddie Lee. I'm going to turn the camera.
Well, I never really knew that stuff kind of existed until I saw him perform and saw him actually. Honestly, the only person I ever knew that was that fit was Bruce Lee, and I saw him through TV. And I never really met him in person. But as for Saifu Freddie, like we say in the hood, he's got skills. And I never knew most of the stuff that he did really existed until I actually seen it with my own eyes. Me explaining it to you might not even be that significant, but you have to see for yourself. You have to go to YouTube, click on his uploads, and you'll be very surprised what he could do just in a park, let alone at his own home.
What impresses you the most of Mr. Freddie Lee?
That when you look at him, you wouldn't even think that he could do that kind of stuff, really. You know, you see all these bodybuilders lifting weights, and they're all cut up to the spec, but you see Saifu Freddie, and it's like, he looks like a regular person until you actually see him in action, and it's like, ooh. You know, you would think a person like that type of manner would be more cut up and more, you know, he's fit, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to physically, like, he doesn't have a lot of definition when it comes to being cut up, but he does have a lot of definition when it comes to him actually performing what he does. And it's like awesome.
Yeah, he's admirable. He's admirable.
Yeah, he's I don't know, it's just first time I ever seen it in my life other than watching the special effects on TV, and I tell you like this, there's no special effects, it's reality.
It's reality. Would you train with him?
Oh yeah, if you give me the opportunity, he probably whoop my ass, but
Yeah.
I guess the ass whooping would be actually be worth it, you know. Doing push-ups sideways, you know, I would love to do that.
Saifu Freddie Lee, if you're listening to this, yeah, we will throw in a little bit of humor, and we will make statements like that. We don't know you personally, but your work speaks for itself, doesn't it, Mr. Ruben?
Yes, it does.
And the gentleman's name by your side is?
Angel.
Angel. What do you think from listening to Mr. Ruben about his thoughts about Freddie Lee?
Well, I'm very interested in, you know, seeing his work, and you know,
Does he impress you at all?
well, yeah, the sound,
Yeah.
yeah,
Listening to descriptions like that sort of like capture your interest. To hear about a young martial artist who is actually able to perform at the peak that he performs.
yes,
It is impressive.
Even
oh
age,
yeah,
age is not even like when people say age doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to Cypher Freddy, really, age doesn't really matter because the guy just turned 40. He looks like he's like 20 years old, and he's just full blown fit. And people think fit is cut up and muscles up to your head. No, no, no. When you can beat your own ass, you fit.
So we can actually say confidently that Saifu Freddy Lee can kick his own ass.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you could.
That's how tough an image of
He makes it
performance.
easy.
Yeah, he makes it look real easy. So he probably would kick his own ass. I hope you agree with that, Freddie Lee. Let me turn the camera back over here and give my 2 cents worth. For some reason, I've lost myself on this cam. I can't find myself. It's part of growing old. Personally, looking at Freddie Lee's performance, the Saifu, this gentleman, is working muscles in areas that are overlooked entirely by other martial artists. And the neat thing about it is it sends a message that you can, if you look long enough and seriously enough, you can find what he does in areas that are totally unrelated to what we have learned is martial arts. We think that martial arts is giving the other guy 2 black eyes, knocking him out, kicking high kicks in the air, but it isn't that. It's a mentality that allows you to incorporate fields and areas that you thought were not in connection with martial arts. What you see Freddie Lee doing, you see in gymnastics, you see in breakdancing, you see in ballet, you see in boxing, and other areas that are numerous, too numerous to mention. If you ask me to stand and try to win a contest with Freddie Lee, I would not be able to perform in those areas that he has dedicatedly applied himself in. Because though my area deals with a generality of things, I have not quite had the interest to look in the direction he's looked. And that's what I find very impressive and very worth looking into. So I recommend anyone looking for an all-around Zen martial art fitness practice, it would have to be primarily Freddie Lee. And you can find him in Chicago. I believe that I have run out of things to say. So, Mr. Freddie Lee, I hope this does some justice to your martial arts studio and practices. You have the attention of some of my students, and they're asking me to one day come over to the gym. Hopefully, by the time I'm able to do that, I'll be able to do something that impresses you as well. But for right now, I have to accept the fact that I'm 57 years old and I am sort of like slightly a little more narrower than you are in your approach to martial arts. But I see where you're coming from and I admire it to its fullest extent. You have a beautiful day, folks. You too, Saifu Freddie Lee.